I'm a junior at Oakland High School, and I grew up around the hilltop area of Tacoma. It's everywhere, like people smoking at the bus stops, smoking outside of stores. There's the advertising for buying tobacco. There's butts and empty cigarette packs all over. Only one person in my house smokes cigarettes, and that's my uncle, because like everyone else quit because a lot of people in our family have suffered from cancer due to using tobacco products. So tobacco won't do anything but make your health worse. It'll make your voice raspy. It'll ruin your lungs and your teeth and your clothes and stuff. They can take down a lot of the signs that they have like around the schools, outside the stores and whatnot, about how much the cigarettes and stuff are. Some people wouldn't really worry about how much they cost, and they wouldn't even buy them. A lot of my friends smoke cigarettes. Like everyone at my school smokes cigarettes. I just choose not to be around them while they're smoking because I don't like the smell, and I just don't like cigarettes. Just don't use any tobacco product. It's not good.
Shalandra Harris, Pacific Lutheran University, Parkland Community. In the current community I'm living in on campus of Pacific Lutheran University, I don't see much of tobacco use because it is banned from campus. But around in the community surrounding the campus, I see a lot of youth using e-cigarettes or portable hookahs because they don't think that tobacco is that existent in those things. But I think it's because they're not educated that just because it's not an actual cigarette doesn't mean that there's no tobacco. Driving by a lot of convenience stores, you always see the different prices for cigarettes labeled on the windows, and going to the mall, they always have the e-cigarette booths inside of the mall in different locations. So they have a lot of advertising for cigarettes, but I guess it's not as much as it used to be, but it's still there. I think the campus of PLU is doing a good job at posting signs around saying this is a tobacco-free campus, but I think that the Pierce County should implement that more, because walking around the streets you don't really see that, and I think that especially in parks and stuff it should be more advertised. I don't smoke because my grandmother smoked for 7 years and she died of lung cancer in 8th grade. So I would say it's a stupid choice. What's so cool about smoking? What does smoking do for you? I mean, find another hobby.
Alright, I'm Shay. I'm in 10th grade and I go to Oakland High School, and I live in the Hilltop community. The effects of tobacco in my community is it's nasty. It makes it smell. It leaves a mess, and it's bad for people, and it shortens people's lives. And I see a lot of people smoking cigarettes like everywhere, especially at my school. Like 75% of people at my school smoke cigarettes. Most of the people get them, most of the people sell them to other people, and most people just ask like, oh my god, do you have a cigarette? Or they ask people, can you go buy me a cigarette? Well, I think they should advertise more for people to stop smoking tobacco and showing the differences when you do and when you don't. Because I mean, that's what made me not ever want to do it. Is oh, that's gross. Oh, I don't smoke because it's disgusting, it's nasty, smells disgusting. I'm not wasting my money on none of that.
My name's Tyree Smith. I'm a sophomore at Bellarmine Prep, and my community is the south end of Tacoma. There's lots of things that are being exposed to young people because there's a elementary school next to my house, Manitou, and a middle school, Gray Middle School, and so it's lots of young people are seeing tobacco products all around, and it's since they're all around on the streets everywhere, it's it might be accepted as okay. It's something that I've always thought about as something that's bad or negative. I mean, and plus I play sports, so it's just you need your lungs so you can play longer, faster, better, stronger. So it's never been in my plan.
Carmichael Parker. My community is South Tacoma. The effects of tobacco use I see in my community are a lot of advertisements that seem to be targeted to people of color, communities of color, especially youth. The advertisements depict couples and individuals that are happy despite the very dangerous and real risk of tobacco use. I see those ads disproportionately more in lower income communities than I do in higher income neighborhoods. And I think that the effects in the tobacco use among youth and people of color reflects that targeted advertisement. A good way to help communities become tobacco free are to actually enforce the regulations and policies already in place, such as the 25-foot smoking rule. I see a lot of individuals violating that rule, and I don't see any ramifications for that. There are bus stops that are supposed to be tobacco free. I don't see any enforcement of that, even in transit areas. It seems that individuals are allowed to do that. I recognize that there are other, sometimes more immediate concerns happening, and maybe that's why there's a lack of enforcement. But I think that if we're really serious about creating a tobacco-free living, creating a healthier community for everyone, then it has to be a priority to also enforce the rules and regulations we have in place. I think that the targeted advertising shouldn't be allowed in neighborhoods where there are schools, high numbers of children. I think that's unfair, and it's an item that is legal for use only for adults aged 18 and over. So I don't think that in places that children frequent, it needs to be so readily available and displayed. Priority has to be made to educate children on tobacco-free living. There seems to be a greater movement towards active lifestyle and answer to the obesity that our children have, and I think that creating tobacco-free generation also should be a priority, and it seems like it could go hand in hand in that education about healthy and active living. I'm thankful for the opportunity to work with youth and gather their thoughts and information and input and have their voices heard about the real effects of tobacco in their communities.